Let's say you've just finished your film. You feel a great sense of accomplishment because you've gone through the trials and tribulation that most filmmakers have to bring their film to the screen, and now you're ready to take it on to the next level. Well, that usually means going to the film festival circuit. So in this section, I want to cover just that. Some basic tips for submitting to festivals. We're going to approach this from a strategic point of view, but first we have to look at the type of film we have, and that depends on whether we have a short versus a feature film. With a short film, we should use what I call is the saturation approach, meaning we should submit it to as many festivals as possible, versus a feature film where we want to submit it to a select targeted group of festivals, usually the most popular ones. There are different reasons why filmmakers go the festival circuit. Some are interested in landing a distribution deal, while others are interested in promoting themselves and their work. If you have a short film and you're using the saturation approach, you need to understand that it won't garner as much attention as a feature film will, so therefore your chances of getting a distribution deal are not as likely. But a short film is a great way of using that as a resume or a portfolio to introduce yourself to Hollywood and to demonstrate what you can do as a filmmaker. A feature film, you're more interested in landing a distribution deal. With both short and feature films, you want to target the most popular festivals first and those with immediate deadlines. This goes without saying. You also want to target festivals on the East and the West Coast first. That's where the industry is, and that's where most of the industry players will be who are looking for films and looking for talent. Next, you want to submit to the smaller festivals in the smaller regions. Now, if your film doesn't get into Sundance or Tribeca, it's not over. You can find a nice audience on the smaller film festival circuit. You also want to submit as early as possible. Most film festivals have a certain allotted slots that they have. For example, a film festival can only accept 35 films. And usually, most all of the festivals are screening films as they come in. So if you're submitting toward the deadline date and they're screening films as they come in and they're programming their slots, well, they could get to your film and it could be a great film, but they have no openings. So you're out of luck. So it really pays to submit as early as possible. You should submit based on a film festival's criteria and agenda. Every festival has what I call as a culture or an agenda that they're trying to push. So it will save you a lot of time and money if you do a bit of research and find out what their agenda is or their culture is. And you can do that by seeing and looking at the previous year's screenings. That way you'll get a good idea of what they're looking for. It makes no sense if you're going to submit your film to a festival that's looking for a teen drama and you have more of a science fiction film or a more of an innovative type experimental film. You should use submission services like Withoutabox and realport.com. These are great services that create efficiencies, and they will save you a lot of time and money in the submission process, and they can also track your films, and that's a great way of kind of putting everything in a centralized location for you. Don't limit yourself to festivals in order to promote your film. There are a lot of alternative ways to get your name and your film out there. There are a lot of cafes that are screening cafes that tour the United States and show films. So that's a great way of building a following. You should try and repurpose your film into different formats. An example of this is if you have a short film, write a feature film around that and try to market it or submit it to contests, or turn it into a teleplay or a stage play. Lastly, don't take it personal. If you get rejected from these festivals, understand that it's not a reflection on your film. It's just that you may not fit into their culture or their niche. So whatever you do, don't take it as a reflection on your talent. Well, these are some basic tips to help you in the submission process, and as we move further into this section, you'll learn some more interesting ways to submit to the film festivals.